What's going on, everyone? Welcome to Nooners of Ice and Fire. And man, it feels weird not to say Nooners of Thrones, but Thrones is over. The documentary came on last night. If you watched it, you see how much work goes into this show, and I have a newfound respect for the meticulous detail. Still, come on. Of course, I've got gripes, but we're not going to harbor on that. It is over. And let's do a roast today, a roast of the Game of Thrones characters. This is per Ste Yorke's request. Ste Yorke is across the pond from me, way over the ocean, and this will save me on some shipping costs, because I'm very broke. I hope y'all are having a fantastic Memorial Day or just a fantastic Monday in general if you don't, have a holiday today. Um, I have an awesome panel here. MackenzieLBurns, aka Sasa, my shadow. No, my partner in crime. How's it going today?
I'm doing very well, Johnny. We had our holiday Monday last weekend, so it's awesome. And yeah, I'm just excited for this week. And yeah, what's gonna happen? And this.
Was it
Yeah,
Maple Syrup Day last weekend?
yes, it was Victoria Day last weekend, but yeah, it's gonna be fun. I haven't really done roast/comedy thing before, but I'll try my best.
Oh, that's fine. You just make fun of whatever. And John Latham, aka AU Pack Mule, is where all of the natural weirwoods grow. How's it going, buddy? What's going on today?
It's great to be here on Memorial Day, celebrating such a great holiday. The fact that we've had so many people that have died fighting for our freedoms. And so shout out to all the families that have lost members serving in the military and serving our country. So that's first and foremost. But yeah, this is fun. It's just one of those days where you get to have a day off, relax a little bit, and enjoy the freedoms that we actually get. So, for those of you who are not in the United States, who cares? But no, just kidding. Yeah, I just love being here and talking Thrones, man, especially with Johnny B. Crazy and MackenzieLBurns, people that I've gotten along with since the very beginning, and have really enjoyed working with you, man.
Yes, man. Of course, it's going to be really fun. Hope you don't mind if I make fun of humiliate yourself and me at the same time. We'll do that. Of course, Sasa can't be touched. She is the queen of the north, so there's nothing we can really do there. First off, disclaimer, not making fun personally of any of the people. This is making fun of the characters. Now, this will get crude and funny. We're not going to curse that much. I'm going to more or less try to be poetic about being horrible here. But this isn't really an attack on anyone. This is just having fun with fictional characters. And Game of Thrones is the longest running snuff film in the history of cinema. Um, From Jon Snow being stabbed and sodomized in the dark by his brothers to Theon's obsession with being a gimp, we will go through as many characters as possible, and we won't forget Tywin's succulent DSLs. With that, let's kind of start with Jon Snow. Um, what do you have to say about Jon Snow before I get into saying hey to this awesome chat?
You mean me?
How stupid is Snow?
Um, yeah, the man. I don't know. The man is just he gets he knows nothing, and then he knows something, and then he's supposed to say nothing, but then he technically says nothing, and he gets punished for it with the whole pretty much because it's the whole thing of he says because when Brand's you can tell them if you want, he's like, no, you tell them. So it's not even his secret. He's like, you're supposed to know something, knows it, and then nothing happens from knowing
Yeah,
it.
he knows about D's, right? And the fact that John has smoke babies every night when he bathes himself really fast. John Latham, what do you know about these other Johns? And I swear we got a stream of all the Johns coming up.
Yeah, that's going to be a tough one because it's like 100 of them that are out there. But Jon Snow's fun. I mean, come on, he started off being the mopey guy, and at the end, we saw such character development to where he's now the mopey guy, the crying mopey guy. So yeah, he's a cool dude.
Jon Snow's in the crying game, literal. Oh my god, that's so horrible.
Was that epic yesterday watching that on the watch, where he's reading it for the first time, and Arya and Dany are over there laughing at him like, dude, didn't you know this was coming?
Yeah.
Talk about knowing nothing. He was definitely knowing nothing in the read.
Macy Williams had that classic blank stare throughout the whole read. It was pretty good. Varys was pissy as well. But let me start this off with Dornish Dan Campbell's comments. One of my patrons. He's pretty awesome, has fantastic insight.
He's in the chat right now.
Yeah. It's with Jon Snow. Jon, such a buzzkill. He could have ruined every New Year's party on the planet in 1999. Always brooding despite being raised by one of the most prominent lords in Westeros. Got to kill other members of the Watch with no punishment. Had sex with the only wobbling woman that shaved her legs, pits, and trimmed her pubes. Had hot monkey sex with the queen/mother of dragons and had the best reason for breaking up with her. Don't we all want that, guys? Had sex with 2 really hot women despite the fact we only saw him take a bath once in 9 years. He was also the true heir to the Iron Throne. Was on the front lines of every battle he was involved in and lived even after dying. Got to ride a dragon. Got to live the rest of his days north of the wall where he'd be happiest and not have to settle down with one woman because, sorry, babe, but the king won't let me get married. I also can't have kids, so keep a large supply of moon tea handy and practice your oral. Oh, my God. But that's exactly what Jon told Tormund. That's the thing. They've been getting together. I've seen the actual videos. Jormund is real. There's a spinoff. It's going to be a Laverne and Shirley type deal with it, and it's going to be interesting. The first season will be the battle for the knee pads. We're going to see that in episode 9.
Oh no.
So let me give a shout out to everybody in the chat. Sasake, Julianne89, The Imagination Realm. What is up? Go check out the news brought to you by the Imagination Realm after this is over. Bobby Catalano, Big Hearts Bobby, what is up? Linda R, Dornish Dan, Santavia Major, John Latham, whoever the hell that is. Ste Yorke, thank you for suggesting this. This is going to be really, really fun. Tad Dawson, The Fearless Mermaid, Katrina Torres. Let's see. Don't ever trust anybody that talks at you like this. What's this half fist thing? Nicola, what's going on? Barbara McCullough, thank you so much for coming out. Let's see who else. Fandom Du Saint. Yeah, man, you stopped watching anime for this. I'm sure you did. You were watching it while it was projected off your forehead. Let's.
Don't forget Danny McKay and We Are Outcasts.
Oh yeah. Pew pew. We Are Outcasts. Danny. Pew pew pew. McKay, what is good, my friends? Linda Smith, what's going on? The winner of the Handmade by Bobbi craft. Got to show it off real quick. And it's right here. We'll be going out soon. Very, very soon. Getting out the shipping right now. This has turned into an ASMR special. Okay. So, do I have any more to say about Jon Snow?
There's some funny ones in the chat.
Go, read them off, Sasa, with some vigor in your voice.
So, but this is just a funny thing of just Tad Dawson, 69 Dawson. It's a roast. Let's let's grill out to Danny McKay, or Dornish Dan, not Danny McKay. Dornish Dan. I wish Jon Snow was in the crying game. He would have been so much more interesting. The Fearless Mermaid, or
Jon
this.
Snow, for a woman, he plays a great man, doesn't he? I'm telling you. And also, I got some medium rare Jaqen right on tap. If you want it, just send me all your personal information, credit card number, and I will send you a slice of Jaqen.
Did Jon have to die to take a bath?
No, he just had to have sex with Ygritte for after.
He took a dirty bath with Ygritte. I wonder what the cave water smelled like.
The Fearless Mermaid says Jon Snow, the broodiest king beyond the wall. Yeah. He'll be the king beyond the wall. Not the sharpest sword in the armory, Jon Snow with Dornish Dan.
People in chat are killing me. What's up, Boo Rooster, LMR? Julianne89, how's it going? How are you doing? I hope everybody is feeling well today. Hey, I've got a whole list of characters, and I think this may be a series. Ste Yorke, thank you so much. I think you may have just started a series on my channel, the Game of Thrones. We can start just roasting every damn thing as far as I'm concerned. But is there anybody that really is just up in your crawl, up in your taint, AU?
Besides you? No, just kidding.
Yeah.
No, yeah, really not too many. Probably Melisandre would probably be the worst one. I mean, look how she went out, like a total 400-year-old bitch. Just unbelievable.
It was too good an ending for her, in my opinion. I think Davos should have ran up behind her and stabbed her, even though that's not his nature. I would have at least liked a nubbed punch to the face, or a nubbed karate chop to the throat.
He should have grabbed Grey Worm's spear and just chucked it at her from the back, right through the head.
That'd have been nice, but I would have liked to see him do a 5-finger death punch with his nubs. That'd be pretty awesome.
Have her do a face plant right in the snow.
Ste Yorke, 400-year-old bitch. No, I was thinking too, like a little known fact about Ariel Hodor, he has this rare mutation where his heart is actually under his left shoulder blade, and that's why he died in the episode so quickly. That's actually like one of the boss battle. It's the spot, you know. What is it? You got to hit. What's his name? I'm thinking of Mike Tyson Punch Out.
Julian89 says Realm is what Varys called his taint. That's why he was concerned about it.
That's hilarious. Oh my gosh, people are talking about avocado.
Jaqen dip. Dornish Dan says in Westeros the Jaqen dip was created before the onion dip. Oh no.
Ste Yorke, who's Liza Aaron? He texted about Sweet Robin. Sweet Robin did have a milk mustache. Still, I wonder where his wet nurse is. That's who that was. That was his wet nurse. You have to look like mommy. Throw him out the moon door. And the moon door, that's code. Wormsy doesn't have a spear to grab, if you get my drift. Yes, Wormsy. I don't know. Wormsy's got something, though. I'll tell you that much. What do you think about Wormsy? I do believe he will. I think I said this in a chat, but Grey Worm will be starring in the newest season of Naked and Afraid. Nah, he's gonna die in the first hour from getting stung by a butterfly.
That would be hilarious.
You're on Guyliner. What do you think about them?
Dude, I think JR hit it right on the money from the get-go with his little Hot Topics pirate comment. Definitely one of those guys that you wanted to put a sword, a Valyrian steel sword, right through the middle of him from the beginning.
Yeah, and he got to kill Jaime Lannister, although he didn't. And he thinks he had sex with Cersei, but Cersei has ways of dealing with that. He probably got tricked like all the others.
Yeah, he was definitely drinking the Kool-Aid.
That's okay. Wormsy has mouth skills, obviously.
What the heck is going on? Mackenzie, leave us?
Yeah, she. The wind from Varys's gash blew her out of the chat.
Did the Night King get you, Mackenzie?
Yeah,
Hey, what
that was the one of the last victim. What?
does anyone think Danny was engaging in bestiality the way Drogon was taking her away? I wonder what he's doing there.
Tubbs 1971 just came in, and I don't know if you saw the Facebook post, but that Jon Snow book that you have, that was perfect. I love that.
Oh, I haven't seen it. What's up, Tubbs? How's it going?
It's totally blank. He knows nothing.
It's
Awesome,
like
bud.
the Hodor autobiography, where it's like Hodor, Hodor, Hodor. It's like 500 pages of printed just Hodor. I think it is.
So, was Shireen bad enough to be burnt? I say yes.
Well, she was blonde hair,
No.
so obviously she was a bastard, so it doesn't matter.
Yeah, I mean, anything.
It was Jamie Lannister's bastard. She deserved it.
Yeah, so I guess Jamie likes freaky people then. 'Cause we got or the scary people.
She likes the mustache. He likes the mustache.
Also, a little known fact: Mel died from really bad plastic surgery.
You know, the weird thing is, I guess Jamie has like this weird thing for like crazy people, or would have had the thing with crazy people because he loves Cersei. Wasn't he supposed to be married to Lysa Tully? And
At
then,
one time, yeah.
so it's like if it was that, then it's the other way around. So it's just like crazy, crazy, crazy. It's like, you need to get rid of the crazy? No.
Yeah,
You can't shuffle that deck, can you? It's
No.
all the crazy cards.
Even if you had Catelyn Tully, that's still crazy. So
yeah. Just to ask Jamie to tie the knot, Brienne to ask Jamie to tie the knot was just, it's not feasible. He can't do it. It's just like asking him to give you a hand. He can, but it's gonna make this weird metal sound. What's going on? What's up, Khaleesi Clues? Thank you so much for coming out. Forrest, what is going on? Hey, y'all throw a character out there. I'll see if I can roast them. I mean, Aemon Targaryen basically just is Jon Snow at this point, except Jon's not smart enough to become a maester. Honestly, I feel like Jon Snow got Hodor's spirit after Hodor died. When Jon came back, he is now Hodor. He just says, "Jon's my queen. My queen." That's his Hodor.
my queen and I still love, or like I love you, or something.
I feel like AU is copying me or something. That's right.
No,
You gotta turn it around.
that's very uncomfortable, to be honest with you. So
Yeah, you're uncomfortable. I mean, look at you.
I didn't want to wear a yarmulke. I wear American hats.
That green background isn't paper or paint. Jon made that naturally from his body. I don't know.
It's an infection. It's just an infection.
It's that's gross. The Gangrene Council. Okay, so
It's from
Edmure
Varys'
Tully,
stash.
the rightful king to be, was passed over. Do you think he was made someone's bitch while he was in jail?
Dude, how do I follow up on that?
It's a simple question.
Can you imagine being stuck with a phrase as a prisoner? Oh, talk about ugly and stupid. Oh, geez. That whoever they produced.
But what's worse, it's the phrase or the Boltons. So it's like, which one is the worst?
I'd
of the
rather be
two?
skinned alive than have to have sex with a Frey. Oh my gosh, that's just male or female. It's just awful. Oof, oof.
Imagination Realm says Edmure Tully was definitely passed around. Have you seen the size of the rats in Westeros? I'm telling you, Edmure made a friend named Catelyn, and then something happened in the dark that I can't tell you about. But Edmure got by. He the only thing that got him through the night, it was thinking of his baby being flung with a catapult. Yeah, this is a roast, everyone. By the way, none of this what I'm saying is to be taken seriously. I feel like
Well, also Edmure also married probably the hottest Frey that will ever exist. So
Oh, she was a stand-in.
Oh, I'm
That
talking
that
about
was
actual
definitely
rat
not a
jokes,
fray.
not that fray. Not
Talk
a.
about
Not my
heck, not a
fray.
fray. That is, yeah.
Not my fray.
Yeah, he probably did pretend like one of the rats was his Rosalind's. Uh, he did name one Rosalind. He had a whole brood. I think he did have children. The rat cook was born of Edmure seed. He went to jail cell. Weasel soup. Do you think he ate some weasel soup at this point? I think so. I think he has been robbed of his wits. Um, you
Hashtag
guys
not
like
my.
characters? Everybody
They're
in
all
the
saying
chat.
not my
What's up,
fray.
Catherine Harding? Sorry for screaming.
Tubbs says Waldo wasn't bad either. Oh my gosh.
Well, silver, and hey, beauty's in the eye of the beholder, or in the eye of the bolt-on.
No, this is a this is a roast. This isn't be nice to
And
Fat Waldo.
Khaleesi Clues says, I guess that Rosalind Frey was swapped at birth. She was swapped.
She was swapped with any other house child in the area. Anyone will do. I like I said before, Doran Martell really disappointed me. He was a gymnast. I actually seen it in the past. Um, he didn't get up, stand up, and defend the Dornish people, just like Bran. Bran sat on his ass and became king.
Maybe that's where Bran got the idea.
I think so. I was gonna say they have to be related at some to some extent, and no. Um, and I don't know where Bran went to school, but I think it really involves just staring deep into someone's soul and saying any type of question. What are you doing? And then it means something just by a look.
Guess beyond the wall, he went to start a real acting school. This is like, what? What do you want?
Ooh, Otila. What is up? Got the Hound Funko Pop yesterday for $39. That's not a bad deal there. Have to
Wow.
say.
Because it's normally
Wow.
like 100 or something. Like
Is it really?
Yeah, it was before. I think it was like 100 or something like that. Like, yeah. The most, I think, expensive one is Headless Ned. Like, that's the most expensive one.
Is there really one that's headless?
Yeah,
Oh,
they
that's
made
so sad.
for San Diego Comic Con. They made one, and it was like it's headless, but it's
Dude,
funny.
I just want to say really quick, all of this was done by Bran so that Daenerys couldn't break his wheelchair wheel.
Yeah,
I make myself laugh because I'm dumb. So
yeah.
Joffrey, yeah, he was a good-looking lad, especially when he was purple. Unfortunately, doesn't have an acting career anymore because he played the character so well. But don't we just love Joffrey?
Yeah, I think purple is definitely his best color.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, oh, go ahead.
Yeah, purple is his color. It's no other color can beat it. Not even red.
I thought I saw him at PetSmart the other day.
Oh no.
Oh, don't understand.
Something about cat adoption day or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
Tubb said Bran fooled her. He has two wheels.
Yeah.
Psych.
Chaos is a ramp. It's not a ladder anymore. It's a ramp.
Oh my gosh. Qyburn finally fondled his last body. Hashtag fondle Qyburn's body in the chat. I really think his affinity for Sesame Street was his downfall here. His hair grease and lack of undershirt with his ball hair hanging out from his chest was a really bad look for him here, and I believe that just diminished his authority over the mountain. The mountain did not respect him anymore as a human being, thus killing him. Your thoughts?
Some of the memes, though, or the things in the chat about Bran are actually kind of funny.
Oh, I got. Oh.
I like Sasa K's question. It's which character throughout the series smelled the worst?
The bad pussy.
That
Uh,
Johnny.
It's an easy question.
the one to probably smell the worst.
It could
Sasa,
be.
that was brought to you by Johnny Be Crazy.
Don't endorse me.
Probably. You could say someone probably on like the Iron Islands because they don't probably have a bath.
Could be one's Famunda cheese as well.
Ooh.
Jenny of Goldstone, sorry. I'm making people cringe. Oh my gosh.
Or maybe the mountain, zombie mountain.
Talissa.
I don't think Cersei would have kept him around if he smelled.
Like I said, perfume. Julianne,
I like garlic and onions.
Julianne says the only way that Bran could get someone to push his effing wheelchair was to become king. Yeah, because there's always those shots of him just sitting in his wheelchair, just be like, "Someone help me!"
Like, there's nothing. What's he gonna do? Oh my gosh! Whatever.
As Bran was being wheeled out, he's like, "Sing to me, Pod. Sing to me."
I mean,
Sing
Tyrion
Jenny of Cold.
really king. Honestly, he's sitting there doing all the work, and Bran's going off and like warging and having sexual dreams with a dragon. Hashtag Claire Gray and her Brogon fantasy. Bran and Drogon have made a baby. Dany will come back to life via Bran's request. She will be an automaton. She will be Lady Boneheart. Boo!
Pod was pushing without his hands. From Tubbs.
He did have that stupid smile on his face, like he normally does.
Yeah.
Catherine said it froze. And I had to give the bean dead eyes.
My question was, did Pod actually have a line of dialogue this entire season? Or it's just like no lines? You just get
No, Pod got gynecomastia. He took that medicine for it, and he got gangrene at the genitals. Have you seen that commercial?
Yeah, I missed that one, Johnny.
Oh,
I don't think I watch the same channel as you do.
It's just, well, most people don't watch commercials anymore, but it's a commercial for a law firm. And, you know, if you got gangrene at the genitals, you call this number. You know, so I think that's what happened to Pond. He got diagnosed with gynecomastia.
Pod is now
You know what that is?
Pod.
Man boobs.
Yeah, it's like Meatloaf from Fight Club. That's such a great movie, man. Oh, it's sick and twisted though. But I mean, Pod, you know what? I think after the horror incident, I think Pod and Tormund have a little thing going on. Did you see the way Pod was smiling at Tormund? I feel like he's following him around, and we will see Pod north of the Wall in the adventures of Jon and Tormund, Joramund sexcapades. And we will see that they will go all around Westeros just pounding it. You know what I mean?
Well, who would be? Obviously, Tormund has to be on top because he's already seen what Jon's got going for him. So he didn't like it very much. He's like,
You are no god.
very little. Little Jon.
Pod is now Hodor. Oh gosh,
Pod thinks if I don't talk, they won't kill me.
Yeah, Hodor technically said 3 words his whole life. They just got mashed together. Yeah, I mean, and Tyrion just gets to talk shit his entire life and gets rewarded for it. I don't want to be hand. Did you like how he can't cry? Tyrion doesn't have any tears left after all the alcohol he's drunk.
Tormund. Yeah.
Tormund is probably a good power bottom, but I say we're going to see Tormund fall in love with a seal at some point because he does have an affinity for them. There's no giant.
Baby seal.
Well, Tormund does like to keep it the legal age. So I think he's gonna go for a grandma seal because Tormund's starting to get a few grays. And in the book, he has gray hair anyway. So
Maybe he'll find one from The Last Jedi.
maybe. Y'all see that the petition for D&D not to do Star Wars? There's not only a petition for the Game of Thrones. There's a petition to not have them do Star Wars. We won't get too crazy about that on here, but I wanted to throw that out there because, wow.
Yeah.
Well, there's a petition for everything, so that doesn't surprise me, especially with the backlash that we're getting from Star Wars. So
Almost anything can be better at this point, I hope. And I'm a fan of the original Star Wars movie
Yeah.
and the prequel trilogy or whatever you want to call it. Was decent. You know, I have some issues with it, but I enjoyed it. The newer ones are just tough. They're just tough to watch, in my opinion.
I think The Mandalorian is going to be a better series than we get from Game of Thrones, to be honest with you.
Probably. I'll be talking about Blood Moon.
Uh-oh.
And what the
Did
hell.
Johnny go away?
No,
Or is it me?
might have been you because I still have him.
Oh, it's you. Your face is frozen right there. You're puckered up for me, baby. Yeah, bring your knee pads to the north. That's what John said. Look, it's going to be a race. The battle for the knee pads. That's the big one we're going to see, right? And then the next one we're going to see, instead of the battle for the Blackwater, it'd be the battle for the KY jelly. That will be coming up soon. Also, Payat Pri, how did his lips get blue? And you have to wonder, are there any Smurfs in the world of Ice and Fire? Because I think there's a tribe of Smurfs that are very satisfied somewhere because of
Or-
Payat Pri.
Or did he what is it? Was it Dario that has the blue hair? So it's like, does the carpet match the drapes then?
They could be having a little bit of a sex there, though. But Dario does change his hair to a purple, I think, later in the books as well. He changes at some point. Payat Pri may smell the worst, but when you get in his vicinity, the fumes of the shade of the evening actually just make you so high, it doesn't really matter what he smells like.
Oh, and gone.
I feel I don't know why they're going even farther north. I know that the wildlings have homes, but it's like they just want the weaker people to die off. Let's just go farther north where it's even colder and harder to live. There's castles at the wall, but we're going to walk out into the sunset. We're going to watch Jon and Tormund bang on a horse. It's never been done before, not in cinema. That's going to be something that's going to be a revolutionary plot line coming up in the future. You want to talk about progressive? Well, wait till you see this. This is Brokeback Arrowhead Mountain with Jon Snow and Tormund. I am alone. Well, Sasa's here,
No.
but it doesn't matter if I'm alone. I can keep talking shit
I'm
all
still
day.
here. They may bang in a unicorn.
John Latham's internet crashed. Of course it did. That's what they all say when they want to get away from me. Nobody likes me. They might have banged a unicorn tubs. I want to say that we will see some horny goats in the Winds of Winter. And I'm telling you, you think that Rickon is a warg? Well, Rickon's about to hit puberty, and there's a bunch of horny goats on the island where he's at. So you tell me, you've seen those videos. And we've already talked about Drogon and Dany's relationship, so we'll see what's going on there.
Well, what about Ghost? You could say the same thing about Ghost and Jon. Maybe.
What about Ghost and Jon? Ghost, I have nothing bad at all to say about Ghost except why did Mike Tyson bite his ear off? That's what I'm wondering.
Poor
We're just
Ghost.
talking about Mike Tyson biting off Ghost's ear. John?
The ear, this has gone around in the fandom, but for the CGI budget, they're like, we can only supply enough money for one ear. Ghost can only have enough money for one scene where he has two ears. The rest of them, he has to have two. He can only have one ear. The rest of them just like, no.
Okay, so Sasuke says Ghost is now renamed Evander. Also, Sky Ghost is covered. That's not Snow. Don't Stan says, "Oh hell yeah! Now I want to see Westeros Brokeback Mountain. I wish I could quit you, Tormund. Guaranteed they're gonna be unicorns. Let's fuck on." Tubbs. Oh my gosh. Let me see.
Tyson.
I don't know. I got lost in this. Goodness gracious, that's hilarious. Thank you so much, Steve York. This was Steve York's idea. So everybody give Steve York a hand in the chat, by the way, because definitely Steve York's idea. I wouldn't even have thought of this. And this will be a reoccurring series. If I start to write some stuff down, y'all be careful. Y'all be careful because I may go a little Johnny B too crazy on here. So y'all have to keep me in check a little bit. And why
The internet is dark and full of terrors.
Ghost is the new Van Gogh, the Van Gogh of Westeros.
the dark and full of something? I saw Melisandre in that Beano commercial for Westeros. There is an issue there. You know, shadow babies, she doesn't only give birth to them, she also flatulates shadow babies. They're little like gremlin size. And if you get water on them, they turn all green and mean. Anyways, St. York, love a good roast.
Yeah.
Were you surprised we only had
food
one
corner?
food truck on
Okay.
last night's show?
What happened?
There was
Oh.
only one food truck for the whole show.
Well, that was for the one location. That was just in.
Yeah, but
Oh.
I mean, there's literally hundreds of people there, and one food truck.
Yeah, it's a
Well,
poor lady.
I
Well,
was,
Go ahead.
Nutter had his almonds, right? So
Yeah, his almond. That was
Well, I think-
weird though when he was directing like the kiss scene. He's like, "Keep going, go, keep going, go." It's like, ooh, like stop it.
Keep kissing. I'm not done yet.
Yeah, yeah. It's like, ooh.
So
I'm trying to make this as awkward as possible.
Well,
And go.
Alana Tyrell is the best smelling person. If we're talking about
She's
the
your
worst
crush,
smelling
isn't
person,
she?
Alana Tyrell, she farts rose petals. And when she drank the poison, she didn't shit herself when she died. Those were rosebuds. Black rosebuds, but they were rosebuds nonetheless.
How can you roast your lady love, Johnny? Though, isn't that
It's been
blasphemy?
difficult to for Jamie to pour the wine as well. Oh. And somehow he magically did a montage off of camera and can fight whites now. I found that astonishing. Because last time he practiced with Braun basically fondled him and then slapped him in the face. Just like Braun loves to do. Because Braun will sleep his way to the top. We've seen this. He slept with multiple people throughout the show to get Highgarden. And you know, if you can't make money, well, suck for money. That's what Braun says. You think they're fucking in there? Yep, because Braun's always doing it.
Yeah,
He didn't break that knight's arm to get Shay. He did something to the other arm. Boom! John, would you like to say that Liza Tully is probably the most beautiful and well-tempered, sane woman on the planet?
Yeah, I think she was the choice of everybody. That's why John Aaron got her. I mean, he couldn't get anybody pregnant. So yeah, absolutely. And she produced the most beautiful bottle babies I've ever seen. I mean, who doesn't store their kids in jars of whatever liquid that might have been?
And Stannis clenched his teeth, but little did you know that's fetus jerky. And this is a delicacy on Dragonstone, and they had plenty of fetuses to jerky. Holy crap, that made me lightheaded thinking about that.
Pickle juice.
Breastfeed your son until puberty, and he'll grow up hot. True that. I guess he was hot. He wasn't an ugly kid, but whatever. Jon Snow's the best looking ever. Did Dolores Ed die a virgin? I think so, Sasuke. I think he did. That's the biggest tragedy. Dolores' Ed's death. If anybody should have lived, it was him.
And Sam was making fun of him too. He's like, well, not exactly.
Yeah, Sam. Sam, I'm telling you what, this guy, Sam the Slayer, Sam the layer of pipe, Sam the ladies' man, Sam the white killer. Sam is doing a lot of things. He is a grand maester without a single link. He didn't sleep his way to the top, but he did play with fecal matter, and he made some special soups that gave him wizard powers. And now he knows almost as much as Bran because he made Bran tell him everything. But Sam learned how to keep a secret. And it's mainly because he has lockjaw from the gangrene when he ate all of those turds at the Citadel. That's why he can't help out.
I think he followed Euron to Hot Topics and got his maester's chain there.
He might have, but it could have been a mini one, like a charm bracelet. And
he said, I would take 42 of those to fit around my neck. Thank you.
Yeah. Cindy Sammy, what's up? Robin stopped shaking when his mother died. I guess his mother's milk was not good. Yeah, she could have been taking various drugs. The signs were there. She was very manic, to say the least. The jealousy structure. I would say, if I had to guess, Liza Tully was on methamphetamine. Everybody's looking around like I'm not even touching now. But yeah, she got it from, unfortunately. Timid, son of Timid, has been supplying her as well. Oh, the fat pink masked Samuel, the fat pink masked Tarly. Sasuke. Oh, you're killing me. Oh, Sam got a link from the pleasure chest. Oh my god.
Sam went to the Sansa School of Betrayal.
Ste Yorke makes a good point. Sam should be back at the wall. The fuck.
I think Sasuke asked a question of, did Dolores Ed die a virgin?
I'm pretty sure he did.
I think we answered that when you popped out.
Lopez. If you count that, he's not a virgin.
What did he say?
Yeah. Anyways,
did he not go to know how to go to Molestown?
He did, but he never got a chance to because he was always put in charge whenever he caught a break. It was always something he had to cover for Jon or Sam.
He was digging trenches. That's what it was.
Always him. And he said, in the books that he'd probably be the last to die defending the wall. It'd be his luck if he was the last to die. I have to clean up everybody's mess. Oh, I love Dolores Ed. I love Chowder. Liza was so uptight because the only thing she got was a little finger. But don't punch.
Ouch.
Oh my gosh. Hey,
Brutal.
just because you're 30 don't mean you can't be a virgin, Catherine Hart.
Dawson 69. Dawson, why did they do? What did they do with all the Unsullys? Spears.
Oh, well, Tormund and Jon are taking those for a special episode. Episode 5, Spear Loving. That'll be in season 1. And they haven't registered for more than one season of Jorman sexcapades, but I think they will because we'll all love that. That's batshit crazy Tully James. True, Santavia, but make up a funny backstory. She could have. But maybe it was that moon tea, that tansy moon tea she had to drink. Maybe it toxified her body.
I don't think the Unsullied or the Dothraki know how to sail because, I just don't think they'll even get as far as Dragonstone. They've had, they've got nobody that knows how to sail on that crew.
You didn't see Budget Rent-A-Oar right there? You had the guys,
Could you be careful how you say that?
Had your collared shirts. They were giving out tickets. You saw the coffee cups. We saw a few things there to indicate that they have service materials. And these guys, well, there's one in the crow's nest. There's one to attend to Grey Worm's needs, which he doesn't have a job because the needs that he attends to, Grey Worm doesn't need at this point. So that's perfectly feasible for me. Plus, Grey Worm is just going to let Missandei's spirit guide the way. He's just going to set sail. He's not going to steer. Missandei will make him get there, right? So that's what I think is going to happen with that.
Yeah.
Lancel Lannister, I mean, everybody loves that guy. Had the best tattoo ever on his forehead. I think it's awesome. He was so jacked and ripped, and he doesn't scream like a girl whatsoever. And I swear, how can you blame him for banging his auntie, right, or his cousin? No, it's not even that. I mean, Lancel Lannister. He doesn't even know what a breastplate stretcher is. I mean, how can you not know what that is?
Go get the breastplate stretcher.
Who named you?
Oh, Dick on
Stupidest
Cider.
name.
Dick on Cider. Did you say Dick on Cider, AU?
Yes.
No, it's Dickin.
No, it's Dick on. I said Dick on my forehead.
Oh my god. You guys are so
Lancel, the
bad.
best butt in Westeros. Nah, that thing is a little flat. Not as flat as Dario's ass. What's going on with that? Does anybody want to know why he hasn't got ass cheek implants yet, or why he doesn't
I
do
don't
squats at the gym? There's
Well,
something going on there. I think he just works out his pecs and his kneecap.
No, they wanted why they had Danny have really bad butts after Khal Drogo was to prepare us for Jon Snow's butt during boat sex. That's why.
Ste Yorke, 7-year-old. Good night, Jasmine. We live. Not
What
live. That's hilarious. Oh,
What am I missing?
Please close.
In the chat, there was like Ste Yorke asked if it's like the Willow, like with like saying hi to Willow.
Westeros Mugatu. Lancel. He's so hot right now. Lancel. Oh my gosh. Okay. I'll go on to something else.
We'll debate the butts coming soon because people are not talking about.
Oh yeah, butt stream. I'm gonna make Sasa do it very, very soon. Alistair Thorne, eyes only a mother could fuck. What would you like about this beady-eyed bastard that I really think he's misunderstood, that he was right in everything he said. There's no reason that he should have been hanged. I think he should have been promoted to at least the head of Eastwatch or the Shadow Tower. I don't know why Jon had to do what he did. Jon's a bastard. If Jon would just stop whining over Ygritte and do his duty over that booty, Alistair Thorne would have just kept berating him and calling him a bastard. But Jon should have sent him away anyway. But whatever. I'm starting to talk almost serious. But I think Ollie definitely is a good boy.
That's the best kid in all of Westeros. What are you talking about?
Yeah.
It kind of has to be.
Loved his parents so much. What more could you ask for?
You can ask for a rasher of bacon on the side with his mommy and daddy. Some soy sauce. Let me get some soy sauce.
And he killed the John's lady love, and he didn't even get in trouble for it until
Little known fact, Ollie sliced him off a.
Now it's Johnny that froze.
I was gonna say, did I go down again?
I must have froze.
Yeah, you did.
Ollie ate Ygritte.
No, I didn't again.
Well,
Oh no.
where'd you get your internet from, man?
the piece of shit internet in Alabama that there's a monopoly on it and you can only get one type of damn internet. I
Pay
swear.
those hamsters, Johnny. Pay those hamsters.
I don't know what's going on, but it won't let me talk about cannibalism. Ollie ate Egret after John left. He ate her. Okay? You know, they didn't show that, but come on. You know, Ollie deserved a little more torture.
He found the Finn's recipe, so he had to try it.
Yeah, because that's why they only show Rose Leslie from the waist up when they do that pan shot.
That was good.
I don't even know what to say.
So then that means Ollie is just is a thigh guy. I don't know.
Do you think Jaqen H'ghar stars as many pornos as I think he does?
Oh dear God, that's
Well, he can change faces at any time.
No. Okay, so why do you got to bring God into this? You don't say that.
well, that's what they say in every porno, right?
And no, it's usually about before people die. They usually say that right before the bad man sneaks up on them, which is what Jaqen H'ghar does. He gives you loving, and then he kills you. He is the modern day Black Widow. I would say that white streak in his hair didn't get there by accident. I would also say
Was he watching something about Mary?
he might have been. That hair gel is possible. Do you think? Speaking of that, Mirror and Trance eye holes. They're nice and cavernous. Do you think anything was born of them later? Anything to say about Mirror and Trance? Don't everybody.
That's where the eels go. That's all I can say.
Jenny said, "I'd love a Jaqen porno."
Marin Trent.
A man has many STIs.
Oh no. Can't really say anything bad about Marin Trent because it really is kind of bad, but he doesn't do that in real life, people.
He's got the best smile. What are you talking about?
Creepy.
He's like, "Here, kids, I got some candy."
He would be the Willy Wonka of
he should have drove
he
should have drove the van that had free candy on the side. You know,
forget
that would have been a good part to have in the making of Game of Thrones.
It's like forget Jacket or forget Pycelle, forget Varys, forget what's it called? Qyburn. Marin Trent is the one who should be Willy Wonka. Like I gave you all the candy.
Do you think Mira grabbed Judge's stash before he died? You are the three-eyed raven now.
Oh no. What?
Yeah.
Again?
Mira?
No.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't get that.
Did Mira take?
You could explain it to me later.
Drogo pornos. Oh my gosh, we got a massive porno debate in the chat.
Are talking about Drogo porno.
Hold on, let me try this.
Well, Alicia Kingston, if you guys don't know, has an entire series called Dragon Bottom about Ned Stark and Khal Drogo.
She has a few things that are intriguing, to say the least.
A Dateline.
They're fun. Definitely check that out. But
do a Jaqen porno or a Dateline special. What?
Okay, Jaqen or Drogo, who wins in a fight?
Well, if Drogo kills him, then he just comes back to life as somebody else, so it doesn't really matter.
Drogo kills him, and then Drogo pulls his face off to become Jaqen. And then Drogo looks down, and he's actually killed himself.
Or is a Jaqen? Hashtag Jaqen.
Can I just say really quick that all hail Septim Ordain, the best butt ever in the history.
You're revealing your secret. Your winner for.
That's my number one.
She saved the best for the first.
Now we got MVP, porno MVPs. What's happening?
This is
my
turning into
fault.
what butt stream should turn it.
This
Turning
is my
into.
fault, definitely. Man, Tram was in an afternoon special in quotation marks. Oh, y'all kill me with this.
Lady H in the North, Patrick at least got a threesome.
Does does anybody think the mountain had erectile dysfunction?
Probably.
Yeah, I didn't see any little blue pills, but
I
yeah.
thought when he saw Sandor, I heard a ting in the arm.
Actually, all he uses is, instead of a little blue pill, is the bell when he shame, you know.
Ding, ding. Yeah, that's how it shoots. So he just wiggles his ass, and that's the bell. That's the bell you actually heard. There was more than one bell, and if you're wondering what it was the hound twerking. I mean, it was the mountain twerking.
The hound.
Bells. Ding, ding.
Oh my god. Dornish dead. Or Jaqen be Jaqen. Hashtag Jack.
He also goes by Jaqen H'ghar. John Bareback, that dragon, he wins. So did Danny too. They both got various dragon venereal diseases going on there. You know they at least have scabies.
Yeah. Not bloody flex though. No.
That's how you get the grayscale too, by the way. That's where it originally came from. Bareback dragon riding.
Too much friction.
Too much something.
Scales on bear skin. Not so good.
He wanted to see an Unella and the Mountain love story. I wanted to see that too, but I think that actually did happen, Terry T, but they can't show that on camera. Iron Throne, what is good, my friend? There could be many HBO After Dark special spin-off.
After Dark.
Oh, definitely.
Iron Throne. That's so funny. Good to see you.
Spin-off specials.
I think those are going to be on Cinemax.
Wildfire loop. Oh no. Burns. Repo. Burn him.
So, if you want, we'll talk a little bit normal now. There will be more of these coming up, and they will be dedicated to the idea maker, Ste Yorke. So we will have a few more of these, and I'll actually write some stuff down. This was an on-the-fly kind of thing. We had a lot of fun, but let's talk a little bit about what we have coming up. The books. Blood Moon's filming next month. I don't know how I feel about it because the lack of source material, and I haven't been hearing the best things. AU, you got anything on that? Any thoughts?
I heard someone talk earlier about it, that it's very similar to Moonblood, and I thought it was kind of strange. I'm actually excited as hell. I can't imagine it being bad, especially if George is giving input. We don't have source material, so it's a good thing because we don't have that expectation of it being so similar to the books that it's not going to be good. Plus, I know before it airs, we're going to get both the books, so we'll get Winds and Dream of Spring, and we'll have plenty to read. And yeah, I'm excited. That's for sure. And thanks to Ste Yorke for coming up with this idea. I didn't say that earlier, but Johnny doesn't really have a lot of ideas for live streams and videos, so we really need to help him out as much as possible, because 3 times a day is just not enough. I don't know about you, but I need more Johnny, so thank you.
Well, I never do anything, and if you're tired of seeing my ugly mug, just tell me, you asshat. No, just kidding. Thank you, man. See, a little bit of roasting. I like it too. My forehead is as big as Fandom D Saints, but he may argue against that. He wants to win that war. Right now, he's watching anime off of his forehead, projected onto his forehead. From my forehead.
Are you saying you know how to cover your head? Is that what
I
I'm hearing?
do. I can put on a hat occasionally, and I can wear it in a way that you think's uncomfortable because I'm more of a manly man. Not really. Than you could ever think about. Sasa, are you excited for Blood Moon? I am. I'm excited to talk about it. I'm excited to speculate because honestly, it's going to be super open ended on the speculation here. So that's up my alley.
I I wonder if the I know people were talking about it online on Twitter, but the guy that they the stuntman, not stuntman, but the extra that they featured, Andy McKay, or I think he was his name, the one that was consistently in Game of Thrones, like who was in the last watch. Now I think there's gonna be people who are gonna petition him to be in the prequel, like in Blood Moon, some way somehow. But I feel like Blood Moon. Why does it seem like it may have dragons in it, even though um, it's supposed to be the Long Night, which is like 10,000 years in the future? I mean, if they go to Valyria, I wouldn't be that mad, but um, like I feel like it's an interesting title that it's called Blood Moon. Like that's not very Game of Thrones ish. It's just like it sounds more supernatural related than like a sci-fi, like a fantasy kind of story. I don't know.
Yeah, well, I mean, we're gonna have you're gonna have the first man, and they say it's an age of basically going into the darkness. But like I said before, it's more of already dark. You're gonna have the children of the forest. You're gonna have the giants. You should see dire wolves. You should see mammoths. You might see familiar heroes that honestly we don't have that much information about, and their stories don't interconnect, even though they could. Jerem isn't ever really going to expand on these topics. So as long as they fit the in-game mold for his books, they can really have a bunch of creative freedom, and that can be for the good, and that can be for horrible. It just depends on who's making this show. So I think it has potential, and we have two more pilots definitely, two more definitely coming out, and Empire of Ash is probably one of my favorites. I'm looking forward to, but the logistics there with the dragons and the CGI is going to be hard because every family has everybody almost is a dragon rider for the most part.
Oh, Cornish Dan makes a funny comment about the Long Night if you can find it.
Yeah,
Oh.
they're going to complain that it's actually too dark and there are going to be too many leaves in the way. We are going to see a bunch of forest trees. We're not going to see King's Landing. We're not going to see Storm's End. We're not going to even see the wall till maybe the end. We're not going to see a lot of things. I think Blood Moon was a Twilight movie, Khaleesi Clues. I don't know. It says code name Blood Moon. They told Germ to stop calling it the Long Night. They actually asked him to stop calling it that. And I guess we're gonna get a little more information as to what led the children to do this. We got the general aspects.
Why do you think that is?
What why the children did it?
No, why why HBO wanted them to stop calling it the Long Night?
Maybe because it's a spoiler. Because there's old Nan said basically all we know about the Long Night. Old Nan has said it. I don't know. I don't know really. Maybe because that's not what they're gonna name it. I don't. What do you think?
It's probably to subvert expectations because that was saying long night, long night, long night. That it's like we're just gonna have the long night, and then it's just gonna be like, nah, we're just gonna do a whole show about just the moon and the periods and babies because we didn't get enough of that in the regular series.
Vanessa Amnesty has an interesting point. The blood moon is a solar eclipse, for sure. And maybe the eclipse causes the birth of the first dragons. You have the red comet. I think the blood moon may be a point, but I was thinking more of the birth of a three-eyed raven or a blood raven. They might go that route, but not like actual who we know as blood raven. They could use that name, or there's a few ways you can go because ghost eyes are red too, and we know what the red eyes mean as far as magic goes. So I think they are hinting at something with the basically blood red moon.
Maybe they have another project already in place that has the Long Night as the name.
Maybe.
Because they did one something. It has to do with something night. About the guy that was wrongly accused not too long ago. I forget the name of that
Oh,
series, but
Ste Yorke makes up the valid point of they had the Long Night GOT episode. It was crap. They don't want the prequel being compared to
That's a
that.
good point. Still.
the night. No,
I don't understand. I don't know if we're gonna get how dragons. We might get a montage in the Empire of Ash, which I guess that's what it's tentatively called now, as to how, or some lore as to how the dragons were made, or whether if they were there before the Valyrians, if the Valyrians just bonded themselves to the dragons somehow. Maybe they moved there and that was like the main hub of where dragons lived, and then they bonded with them through a magic type of sorcery. I don't know, but I do think we'll get some hint to it, but we'll never get the full answer. And honestly, I don't think we'll be satisfied with the full answer. Most times you aren't.
we're never satisfied.
Never. I ate a Snickers and nothing happened. Um,
Did you hear about? Because I know we're talking about like random stuff now. That originally Jorah was supposed to survive the battle for Winterfell, and that he was supposed to be one of the people that was going to somewhat turn against Daenerys. Like that's just nuts for one of the final people. It's just like, yeah, like that would have been a weird way to kind of like deal with that situation and everything. I'm like, huh, how that plays out.
I mean, this is completely separate. It's Jane Goldman who did Kingsman, Kick Ass, and oh my gosh, what was the other one oh my gosh, it was
Was that one?
X-Men First
No.
Class. That's who's directing this, and so there's potential there. The visuals should be really good. That's something she's kind of known for. Not and she can vary with the visuals, but there is a consistency with Kick-Ass and Kingsman. But X-Men First Class actually makes me feel a little bit better about what she's going to do with the visuals here on the Long Night, because I think it's going to be this majestic fantasy feel. Honestly, it's going to be a lot different, uh, in my opinion, than the actual Game of Thrones. Now it's going to be raw, rough, rugged, but I think there's going to be more magic in this world. I think there's going to be a little more room to honestly speculate ourselves and not just them as far as where they're going with this. Did it
Would
definitely
you think it would be more magic because there'll be more children, or
more weirwoods, more children, more dragons are alive more than likely this time.
why
Wild.
would there be dragons? To be honest with you, if you don't,
Well, I
because
mean,
it's thousands of years before.
going by the Maesters say there are wild dragons at one point. It just depends if whether you think a dragon has to have a rider or a dragon can only be alive if a Targaryen's alive. Um, it's possible. I don't think we're going to see dragons there, but I would say, Valyria is probably budding with magic. This is well before the Doom, and we know how magical that place was before it exploded. I don't think it just became magical all of a sudden. These are my opinions. I just think magic is higher in the world. This golden age, almost as they're calling it, and that's what I think. I'm hoping more of the golden age is. Now, I don't want them to go crazy fantasy, right? But I think magic should be a little more part of this world because it's just more prevalent at this point. That's what I think.
Yeah, more dire wolves. That would be cool.
Sasa.
Yeah, more direwolves because they film in Calgary, in Alberta. So it's kind of fun when they said that. It's like, oh yeah, we have to call Calgary in a couple days. It's like, yeah, because that's the stand-in that they had for Ghost. I was like, you couldn't even made it a little bit better because like torn up and all this stuff. Like what?
It was gray tape with the IKEA rug that they used, right?
Yeah, the one that gets them all their the
Cloaks.
top parts of their cloaks. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Oh man.
There's what was this? His Dark Materials. I just seen the trailer for that the other day. I think that's going to be really good. It's like got a fantasy kick to it. Basically, people's inner demons are portrayed on the outside as physical manifestations of beasts. Like the girl who plays Wolverine's daughter from Logan is plays the main little girl, I think, trying to get her friend back that was kidnapped. And there's a book series on this, and you also have James McAvoy's in it, guy who plays George Mormont's in it, and someone else we know. And it looks like it's going to be pretty good, like mystical but dark, kind of the thing we like. So I'll go check that out. His Dark Materials, and I'm recommending that to everyone. I haven't seen it or read the books yet, but I have seen the preview and read the description of what it's about, and it looks good. It looks good.
I think it's based off of the world of the Golden Compass, which is like was a children's book or something, or a young adult book or something.
This is definitely darker than that. So I think, yeah, awesome.
Yeah, I heard it's good if you like Satan worship.
What?
Did you miss that? Oh, we're not doing roast anymore? Oh, I'm sorry.
No, you took me off guard with that. It sounds like something my grandma would say. I just heard oh, you don't read Harry Potter, do you? That's the devil.
That's
That's exactly
magic wands.
There's wizards in there. Oh, yeah. Oh, man. It's like saying Sam Tarley's an awful person. Now, he is mischievous, though. People think Sam's all innocent, but
if you ask his dad, he's the worst.
yeah, and I tend to agree with him. Of course, any dad who names his kid a Dickon, he's a real asshole. That's the kid he liked who named Dickon.
Right.
And then the mom and the sister, like whatever happened to them? So now their overlord is Bronn. Sir Bronn of the Blackwater. What the hell?
They didn't address anything really. So
they're at court. They're cleaning the pots for him.
Yeah. Chamber pot. Tywin's chamber pot, ironically, is still in the loo. No one ever took it out. They were like, "Where's the smell coming from? Is he poisoned?" No, they just forgot to change the chamber pot.
It's a little crispy right now, but other than that.
Oh my goodness. So any questions in the chat about in general anything? I'll be doing some book streams coming up. Got through my reread. Be reading.
When's your next video, Johnny? Like how many hours?
How many hours? That's a lot. Let me think. I do got something coming out. Oh, okay. So I'm recording Wednesday with Septuagint Secrets, Nooners of Locations and Lore, The God's Eye. And then Thursday with John Del Vente, I'll be recording. They're not coming out yet, but I'll be recording Nooners of Locations and Lore, The Crag, and Cohor. So we'll get to talk about the Lisp.
And then you'll be on Mackenzie's channel on Wednesday evening.
Yes.
And then on Thursday morning, you have Nooners. And no, that's Friday. Oh, that's right. That's right.
My other channel. Go check that out. Do you think it might include some of the stories of Essos like Azor Ahai and the Song of the Rowan? Yes, it will. Even the Shadowlands of Rashai have been somewhat mentioned, Linda Smith, so I think we may see some of that Azor Ahai mythos. I don't think we're going to get a literal interpretation of this. I think your closest literal representation of Azor Ahai in a Game of Thrones is Dany and Drogon being Lightbringer, or Jon being Lightbringer, and his parents being Azor Ahai and Nisa. Other than that, you can put it kind of on anyone, but it's just a leader, and you could say it was actually Bran. It's just a leader, but what the hell is his Lightbringer? I don't know. But Azor Ahai is a leader who leads them through the Long Night. Doesn't necessarily defeat it himself or themselves. It's just a person that leads them through it. So, as Marwyn says, Marwyn the Mage from the books, prophecy will bite your prick off every time, and it really will. You can't get it literal, but you will be able to take it, and after it happens, you'll be able to see and fit that mold there. You'll be able to say, oh, well, this is this part of the Azor Ahai part, and this is this. This is kind of where, in my opinion, Game of Thrones messed up. Your little bits of your prince that was promised, all of that, they didn't leave a spot where you could fill it in and put that there and make it work. Because that's kind of what they're supposed to do with with the prophecies. If they play out literal, it's just like really super fantasy. I don't, and there's nothing wrong with that, but that's not what the motif of this story is. I feel like I'm talking too much. Hey, are you frozen or are you just looking sexy? Oh.
No, I'm just listening, buddy. Listening to the prophet. No, I agree. It's one of those things that George purposely lets us go down that trail and hang ourselves. He enjoys that. So
Yeah,
that just shows you what a sick bastard he is.
He is a sick bastard.
Yeah,
go ahead, Sasa.
It's like he likes to write about paragraphs about food, but doesn't want to like write about the actual characters in the story. Like the food is another character.
I get so hungry during this reread. I mean, I start salivating when I'm reading certain parts of this book. It's crazy.
And with the book too, it's like I feel like with like when Sam's like, I don't believe you're mentioned with the Song of Ice and Fire book. I think it's supposed to be like a ha to like to the book readers, the fact that Tyrion has the most amount of chapters in the actual books. So it's like to be like a ha, like if you know, you know, because it's like they would never mention you. It's like he's mentioned like so much.
It makes me think yeah, that's definitely, they were nodding at that. And also with Tyrion, I think that definitely makes me think he has something to do with the writing or the overseeing of the writing of that book. Because Tyrion, if anything, he loves himself and he pities himself, especially in the books. And it's him. He's kind of starting to see other people. Penny Sims kind of has made him realize that a little bit. But he's a hard nut to crack, especially in the books. Hashtag phrasing. Ste Yorke, Johnny be crazy. How close can we get to create a full person from all of the decapitated pieces of characters in the Song of Ice and Fire? I'll start Ned's head. Yeah, Will with the chapped lips from the first episode. Also, who is it? Is it Nest? Who was the first guy to be beheaded? The Royce. What was his name? Damn it.
He was the one that Sansa apparently wanted to liked. Oh, what's his name?
I can't remember. It's gonna take us forever.
I had it until you said Sansa.
Because it was like supposedly Sansa like saw him one time on his way to
yeah.
Whatever.
In the book.
Hold on.
I don't know why I can't remember his name. Jaime's head was not decapitated. I would say, of course, you got Roderick. Sir Roderick. I don't know. You're really putting me on the spot here trying to think about heads, Ste Yorke. What
was the question about the best decapitation?
How close can we get to a full person from all the decapitated pieces of characters?
And the name was
heads. And I can't even think. There's a lot of heads, but I can't think of people when I'm on the spot like that. But yeah, you got all kinds. Davos's face.
You're muted, Mackenzie.
Robb Stark's body, but the person we were looking for was Waymar Royce.
That's it. Kept wanting to say Willis or something.
Willis, that's Hodor's real first name.
Is it Waymar in the prologue?
Waymar Royce. That was the one, I guess.
We're making Johnny look it up. That's sad.
Davos's fingers. You could say Robb Stark's body as like for it to take up majority.
There's way more.
Yeah.
She's like,
Yeah,
Jonathan.
we were the only one that doubted Mackenzie.
Yeah. Because all I had the funny thing is, all I had, because I remember that about Santa.
Oh,
Like,
Ghost's ear. You got to put Ghost's ear in there.
It's half ear.
Well, whatever. Tell Mike to spit it out.
Mhm.
Yeah, Vargo Hote's feet and his hands. The prince that wasn't promised. It's all right. This is a pretty funny one. Go back. Ste Yorke has made this awesome. Made me think about stupid stuff. So it's and then I froze. I hate my internet here. Oh, Sasa froze. I see you, John Latham.
Yep.
Better
It's
talk.
hard to miss me.
Well, you got that green background. But we kind of start to get Brienne's cheek. Oh my gosh, I getting Susan Dunkel. What's going on? Or that Susan D? Is that you?
Yeah.
Okay, so with that, we'll kind of start to get out of here. AU ran away, I think. Everybody's internet's acting up today. It's weird. So I thought, will you tell them where they can find you? And also, my Patreon, real quick, become a crazy companion. I've changed it a little bit. You got a couple of tiers, but everybody gets one movie review a month. John Wick 3, that's the one I'll be reviewing this month. Thanks to Bobby Catalano's request. And then you get more movie reviews as you go. Lots of extra content. Just go check it out. And then Sasa just got booted. Hey, Pat, where the hell can they find you at, man?
Yeah, if you go to my YouTube channel, John Latham is what's in the chat, so check that out. But you can find me on Twitter and Instagram. Instagram's one of my favorite places to go now. Love that page. And then, of course, Facebook, AU Pack Meal on Facebook. But I'll be AU Pack Meal before too long again on YouTube, so you guys just chill out, relax, and get used to having fun. And you'll see me on everybody else's channel but my own anyway. So love doing collaborations with everybody. One of the great people that I love working with, of course, is Johnny B. Crazy, Mackenzie. As much as we have fun making fun of each other, I definitely sincerely love these people. They're awesome. Glad to work with them. Thank you.
You're a beautiful, beautiful man. And I thank you for that. Thank you for those kind words. I'll let you borrow some money later. Sasa, what's up, Mother Jaqen? Sasa, where can they find you at?
Well, Wednesday we'll be doing a kind of final Game of Thrones wrap up before the butt stream. It's to kind of talk about, like, kind of go back to what we did after season 1 with talking about the best of so on and so forth. So we're talking about that. Also will be my birthday stream on Wednesday because tomorrow is my actual birthday. So we'll have fun with that. There'll be a special video dropping that's related to Game of Thrones episode clip in the morning on Wednesday, if not tomorrow, because why not? And then what else? We have, oh yeah, be sure to either vote on the Imagination Realm Facebook page or in Geek Chat. I will repost a link for the next episode club series that we're going to talk about. In the lead is the two in the lead are Westworld and Stranger Things. I think Stranger Things is winning by a few votes. If not, yeah, it's very close with that. Make sure you vote because we'll reveal it on Wednesday night during the stream, what we're going to talk about next. Then we got the butt stream and everything with that, and Silent John's Twitter, Instagram, and Patreon as well. It's some stuff's happening behind the scenes about that, and now all the birthday things are coming in. But yeah, it'll be a good fun time. And thank you, Johnny and John.
9 years old.
No, not 9 years old. But yeah, we had it was a good, and yes, there has to be a all John stream, like John AU, John St. Baptiste, John Johnny be crazy, like everybody has to have John.
If that happens, only one John can leave.
What do you mean?
All Johns enter, only one John leaves.
So
John 2020 is going to come up January 1st. The John Royal Rumble. All the Johns piled on top of one another.
all Johns, all the time. Yes, thank you everybody for early birthday wishes. It's just awesome. 22.
Andy is not protesting, so we're going to have a big wrestling match. All right. With that, yes,
Johnny, you'll be bringing the oil, I'm assuming.
that's right. I'll rub you all down. Yes, everybody's giving you happy birthdays. Much love to everyone in the chat. I love you guys. It's been awesome. Friday, be doing a Q&A. I think it's going to be on books. It will be pretty intimate, whether you like that or not. I really don't care. And other than that, I'll see you guys on the next Nooners of Ice and Fire. Would you guys like to do some finger guns? Pew, 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 pew.